Class Bullshitters exclusive.
So in an interesting turn of events, YouTube will now allow content creators to monetize videos about COVID-19, aka the coronavirus. So it's time to bust out the beers, boys. In reality, the coronavirus pandemic has been wreaking havoc on the entertainment world over the last few days, and I thought it'd be interesting to finally talk about it now that YouTube won't kill the topic, like they did my 007 video. More on him later. Now, before we get started, we're not covering any of the actual news about the virus, prevention, safety precautions, etc. This is just how the coronavirus is wiping out the entertainment industry. As of this writing, March 12, 2020, some of the largest events in the entertainment world have been canceled. So let's start off by talking about the NBA. Now, we're not historically a sports channel, but the NBA is suspending their season due to the COVID-19 outbreak, and that is huge. CBS News states that the NBA announced that a player on the Utah Jazz has preliminarily tested positive for COVID-19. The test result was reported shortly prior to the tip-off on Wednesday's game between the Jazz and Oklahoma City Thunder at Chesapeake Energy Arena. At the time, Wednesday's game was canceled. The affected player was not in the arena. The NBA is suspending gameplay following the conclusion of Wednesday's schedule of games until further notice. The NBA will use this hiatus to determine the next step of moving forward in regard to the coronavirus pandemic. Yeesh, I'm not even a sports guy, but this is too big not to be on my radar. Michael Jordan is literally rolling over in his grave because of this. NCAA teams are pulling out of March Madness, the Reds opening day parade is canceled, things are getting crazy. The Olympics are still on track, which is great because I gotta get my field hockey fix, but if something changes and they're canceled, I don't know what I'm gonna do. As of this writing, I'm waiting to hear news about WrestleMania. I know pro wrestling is scripted, but so are all your favorite TV shows. But WrestleMania is something I've attended for the last 14 years, so I don't want to have my streak broken, like Lesnar broke The Undertaker's. The most surprising coronavirus news comes from Tom Hanks. Yes, Sheriff Woody himself has the virus. Somebody poisoned the water hole. It was reported that Tom Hanks and wife actress Rita Wilson have tested positive for the coronavirus. Both have been down in Australia for the pre-production of Baz Luhrmann's untitled Elvis Presley film from Warner Brothers. This comes directly from Deadline, who also has a quote from Tom Hanks himself that states, "Hello folks, Rita and I are down in Australia. We felt a bit tired, like we had colds and some body aches. Rita had some chills that came and went. Slight fevers too. To play things right, as is needed in the world right now, we were tested for the coronavirus and we were found to be positive. Well now, what to do next? Medical officials have protocols that must be followed. We Hanks will be tested, observed, and isolated for as long as public health safety requires. Not much more than that one day at a time approach, no? We'll keep the world posted and updated. Take care of yourselves, Tom Hanks." What a great guy. Who doesn't love Tom Hanks? If something happens to that man, I'm just not going to handle it well. He made The Burbs and Bachelor Party and The Money Pit. I guess Philadelphia, Forrest Gump, and that other shit's good too. Towards the end of the video, I'll have a date-by-date timeline and other ways that COVID-19 has impacted the film industry. Something we rarely cover on this channel is gaming content, but lo and behold, the gaming industry has been majorly impacted by the Rona as well. E3, America's biggest video game conference, has been canceled because of the coronavirus concerns. Its organizers announced Wednesday. E3, which stands for the Electronic Entertainment Expo, has been held in Los Angeles since 1995, after gaming companies wanted to sell their own space outside of the tech industry's Consumer Electronics Show. I know a lot of people have been calling for an end to E3, but why? E3 used to be the shit. I would watch countless hours of Tech TV and eventually G4 to get all the news on all the newest games. I'd get so pumped for a game that I'd completely forget about it by the fall and never play it. Auto Modalista, anyone? Maybe this will be the beginning of the end for E3. Who knows? It all seemed like one big Xbox commercial anyway. But this is unprecedented and blew my mind. Let's move on to movies. That's why you all watch this channel, right? Star Wars The Last Jedi is an abomination, Rian Johnson is an asshole, J.J. Abrams is an idiot, and Kathleen Kennedy is a... What the hell, I can't say anymore? Well, let's just spell it out. It starts with a C. Kathleen Kennedy is a C-U-N-N-I-N-G-L-I-N-G-U-I-S-T who convinced the media that she did a good job with Star Wars. There, you got what you came for. Now, all joking aside, the entertainment industry has become severely impacted by COVID-19. These are 10 films already impacted by My Corona and a list of delayed shows. This info was compiled by IGN, but it's accessible everywhere. At the end of the video, I'll go into more detail about the 007 delay. Every movie release delayed because of coronavirus. Fast and Furious 9. The biggest pushback so far has been Fast 9's one-year delay. Universal has stated that the latest Fast and Furious franchise installment, which was originally set for release this May, will now be released in April 2021. As a statement to IGN, Universal Pictures confirmed that we are moving the global release date to April 2021, with North America opening April 2nd. No Time to Die, and we'll talk about this one at the end of the video. Mulan. Disney announced that its live-action remake Mulan has been indefinitely delayed from its original release date of March 27th. No new date has been given to the film at this time. Quiet Place Part 2. Just weeks out from its release, writer-director John Krasinski announced on Twitter that A Quiet Place 2 has been delayed. As of now, Paramount has not scheduled a new date for the sequel. The Lovebirds. Paramount has pushed back its theatrical release for The Lovebirds, a romantic action comedy starring Kumail Nanjiani and Issa Rae, that was scheduled for release on April 3rd. No new release date has been given at this time. The New Mutants. Sadly, after years of sitting on the shelf and finally getting a release date, The New Mutants premiere has been postponed indefinitely. The film was due out on April 3rd. Disney is said to be looking into potential 2020 release dates that will be announced at a later time. Antlers. Disney is also delaying the release of their Searchlight horror title Antlers, which was slated to release April 17th. No new premiere date has been given yet. Blue Story. Paramount's Blue Story, directed by Andrew Onwubelo, centers on two London youths whose lives are scarred by gang warfare. The film was set to be released on March 20th, but is now another title with no current date set. Peter Rabbit 2: The Runaway. Sony has pushed back the release date of Peter Rabbit's sequel to August 7th. It was originally meant to arrive on March 27th in the UK and Europe, and in the US on April 3rd. On top of these finished films getting their release dates pushed back, many projects currently in production have halted. The biggest projects that have halted productions include the following. The Batman has halted production for 2 weeks. Amazon's Lord of the Rings TV series has suspended production for at least 2 weeks, in addition to suspension of The Wheel of Time and Carnival Row Seasons 2. The Witcher Season 2 has reportedly suspended production in London for 2 weeks, and Netflix suspended production on all of its TV shows and movies in the US and Canada, including Stranger Things Season 4. Mission Impossible 7, Jurassic World Dominion. All of Marvel Studios Disney Plus shows that are currently in production, including Marvel's The Falcon and Winter Soldier, Loki, and WandaVision, have been put on hold. Billy Eichner's romantic comedy Bros, Ridley Scott's The Last Duel, Disney's live-action Little Mermaid, Fox's Home Alone reboot, Disney's Peter Pan and Wendy, Guillermo del Toro's Nightmare Alley, Disney's Shrunk, Marvel's Shang-Chi and the Legend of Seven Rings, Flint Strong, Baz Luhrmann's Elvis biopic, ABC's Grey's Anatomy. AMC has halted production on Fear the Walking Dead Season 6 until at least the week of April 13th. Thank God. Pre-production on Season 11 of The Walking Dead has also been delayed for a month. All Apple TV Plus shows, See, Servant, For All Mankind, Lizzie's Story, Mythic Quest, Raven's Banquet, The Morning Show, and Foundation. FX's Y the Last Man, Atlanta, Fargo, and Snowfall. NBC has suspended or accelerated production on 35 scripted, unscripted, and syndicated shows and plots, including Chicago Fire, Chicago Med, Chicago PD, and Law & Order SVU. Warner Bros. TV's The Flash, Riverdale, Lucifer, Supernatural, Batwoman, Young Sheldon, and an unspecified number of the studio's other 70-plus shows have been suspended. Viacom CBS is not commenting on specific shows, but has released a general statement. Over the past few days, we began making decisions to temporarily postpone production on some of our pilots and current series. At this time, we were evaluating the situation on a case-by-case basis, informed by the best information from health experts and government officials. So not to make light of this serious situation, but maybe this is the universe's way of telling us it's time to stop remakes and reboots. Now let's play a game. Jeff's Doomsday Scenario, COVID-19 edition. Let's just say that this all goes on for a long time, and film production is halted for many, many months, thus pushing back theatrical releases for the foreseeable future. That's going to cause a jam in the pipeline, and eventually, when there's too much pressure built up, something bursts. Films like New Mutants are never coming to theaters. That film was a sacrificial lamb the minute the idea of Disney buying Fox was floated. Newsflash, not everything that says Marvel on it has value. Cloak and Dagger, anyone? A lot of smaller pictures will probably see release on streaming services like Lovebirds and Blue Story, and the bigger films, they'll just have to wait. Worst case Ontario, Mulan gets a Disney Plus release. You think it's crazy, but look, Frozen 2 just got released on Disney Plus way ahead of schedule. Since theaters are limiting attendance, why would a company want to limit the tickets they can sell? Since Disney owns the distribution chain of their films with Disney Plus, they can just put them there, advertise aggressively, and win the day. Depending on how long this goes on for, we could see society accept staying at home and just forget about theaters altogether. Wouldn't that be something, if that's how the streaming service kills the theater industry? People stay at home not out of laziness, but fear, and after a long time watching everything at home, they just lost the urge to go out. Hollywood is already losing a lot of money and could likely lose billions due to the coronavirus delays. According to online sources, Hollywood is expected to lose up to $20 billion as COVID-19 forces the delay of various films and prompts many theaters around the world to close their doors to the public. In fact, one of the most substantial hits came from the announcement of the one-year delay of Fast and Furious 9. But other major blows to the box office include No Time to Die's push to November and A Quiet Place 2's indefinite delay. And again for Disney in particular, The Hollywood Reporter says the production delays on the likes of Little Mermaid and Shang-Chi could cost the studio $350,000 daily. And unfortunately, it doesn't look like things are going to be getting better anytime soon. The coronavirus has now infected over 150,000 people worldwide, with a death toll nearing 6,000, meaning Hollywood is likely going to be on lockdown for a little while longer. This is going to change the way movies are made. We may see the return of the mid-budget film. Since Disney has taken over, everything has been a big budget spectacle. One has to wonder if the global approach will change too. Could there be a new push to film domestically? Who knows? But I want to cover this in greater detail next time. The first major film of 2020 to get pushed back was James Bond 25, aka No Time to Die. Last week I put out an entire video dedicated to the situation, but due to YouTube's then policies, the topic was too taboo and was kept from 92% of our audience and froze our channel until we hid the video. Now that they've changed their stance, I'd like to share part of it here, as one, it's still relevant, and two, gives us a step-by-step calendar of the events for how we got to where we are currently. Well, it's official. The 25th James Bond film, No Time to Die, has been delayed 7 months because of the coronavirus. That's not a joke. It's not me trolling you. Here's the official story from Variety. No Time to Die postponed due to coronavirus outbreak. No Time to Die will be postponed until November, the James Bond sequel backers announced on Wednesday. The film was originally supposed to be released internationally on April 2nd and in the US on April 10th. However, the spread of the coronavirus has led to the closures of theaters in major markets such as Italy, South Korea, China, and Japan. This could have been a major blow to No Time to Die, which cost more than $200 million to produce and millions more to market. Given that hefty budget, the film will need to perform well in international markets if it wants to make a profit. No Time to Die will be released in the UK on November 12th, with worldwide release dates to follow, including the US launch on November 25th, 2020. MGM and Eon produced the film. Universal is handling its international rollout. No Time to Die's decision could disrupt the release calendar. Other major tentpoles may now consider delaying their releases until the coronavirus has been contained. Insiders said theater closures are having a huge impact on their bottom line, with revenue in places like Hong Kong and Taiwan plummeting nearly 50% and the box office drying up in Italy. This month brings the debut of Disney's Mulan, an adventure film that has been designed to appeal to Asian audiences. A Disney spokesperson confirmed the release date for Mulan in the US remains unchanged, but the film will debut in certain foreign markets at a later date. So this is huge news. Now, yes, I'm a Bond fan, and yes, I wanted to see the movie next month, so I'm bothered by the fact that I have to wait. Now, just yesterday, March 3rd, 2020, the Daily Mail had put out an article stating that Bond 25 could be released 3 weeks early, saying, a source claimed, there has been formal discussion about bringing it forward, and it has been suggested that it could even be brought forward to next week, rather than waiting until April to see how things pan out with the spread of the virus. Everyone in production is really concerned about the impact of the virus. The more it spreads, the more people will be inclined to self-isolate, which will really damage the film's box office takings. This outbreak may be worse than we realize. I've been following the news closely from my hermetically sealed bunker in the Midwest over the last few months, and this is the first thing that made me say, whoa. Tens of thousands infected? Meh. Thousands dead? Meh. 007 delayed until November? What the fuck? All joking and disregard for human life aside, this disease has been having a massively negative impact on the film industry. According to The Hollywood Reporter, total Chinese ticket revenue for the past 20 days is $3.9 million. Compared to the $1.52 billion taken at the box office for the same period last year. That's a big decrease, and you know Hollywood is scrambling right now. Vox has had an article about every effect the coronavirus has had on the entertainment industry in 2020 so far. Let's take a look at that list. How the coronavirus outbreak is rolling the film and entertainment industries. The COVID-19 coronavirus outbreak, which began in China in December, has had sweeping effects in the public health, business, and travel sectors, among others. And while repercussions for the entertainment industry may seem pale in comparison to the clear threat the virus poses to human life, the ripple effects do have implications for the people around the world who make a living producing and distributing movies, music, and more. The immense and lucrative Chinese film industry was almost immediately hit as movie theaters across the country were closed and major releases were delayed, but Hollywood soon began to feel the effects too, and as time passes, the impact of the coronavirus on the global film and entertainment industry will certainly grow. Here's a timeline of the development and response to the outbreak in the entertainment industry so far. Most recently, the worldwide release date for No Time to Die, the 25th installment in the James Bond franchise, was shifted from early April to November 25th, the first major Hollywood tentpole film to change its planned release date due to concerns over the virus. January 22nd, major film release canceled in China. The biggest films of China's year are usually scheduled to release during the Lunar New Year holiday, but mounting fears of the coronavirus and public reticence to be in crowded spaces caused distributors to voluntarily cancel or postpone several film releases. The Chinese blockbuster Lost in Russia announced that the film would premiere online for free. Promotional material encouraged audiences to stay safely at home and watch Lost in Russia with your mom. January 23rd, Chinese theaters and other attractions closed during Lunar New Year, causing huge losses in revenue. January 25th, the Shanghai Disneyland theme park closes. Disney shut down its Shanghai Disneyland park over fears of the coronavirus. The park is a major revenue generator with 11.8 million guests in 2018, 50% from outside the Shanghai region, and an estimated $1 billion in annual revenue and $50 million in operating profit. January 26th, the Hong Kong Disneyland theme park closes. Days after Shanghai Disneyland shut down, Hong Kong's Disneyland closed. The closure of two parks came amid the Lunar New Year holiday, which typically includes travel and leisure activities that generate revenue for the company. January 31st, a second Chinese film premieres online. Enter the Fat Dragon became the second major Chinese film to premiere online, as theaters are shut down by order of the government. February 4th, Mulan's Chinese release date is delayed indefinitely. Disney's live-action version of Mulan was set to release worldwide on March 27th, but on February 4th, Disney's now outgoing CEO Bob Iger confirmed to CNBC that the film was unlikely to be released in China that day, since theaters remained closed by order of the government. February 16th, MGM cancels the Chinese premiere of No Time to Die. MGM announced that it would cancel the Chinese premiere and publicity tour planned for the new James Bond movie, No Time to Die, which was scheduled for April. February 21st, Jia Zhangke says from Berlin that he's delaying the production of his next film indefinitely. February 26th, Mission Impossible 7 shuts down production in Venice while Northern Italian cultural site closes. On February 26th, Paramount Pictures announced that the seventh installment of the Mission Impossible franchise starring Tom Cruise halted a planned 3-week shoot in Venice. Out of an abundance of caution for the safety and well-being of our cast and crew and efforts of the local Venetian government to halt public gatherings in response to the threat of coronavirus, we're altering the production plan for a 3-week shoot in Venice. February 24th, indefinite delay announced for Sonic the Hedgehog's Chinese release. Paramount Pictures announced that it would delay the release of Sonic the Hedgehog in China with a new release date to be determined. February 26th, Chinese exhibitors pull out of CinemaCon. A delegation of 24 movie theater owners from China decided not to attend CinemaCon, the annual global convention of film exhibitors scheduled to be held in Las Vegas from March 30th through April 2nd. Other countries hit by the coronavirus, including Italy and Korea, said they still plan to attend. February 27th, Hollywood's biggest studios and actors union issue statements. The Motion Picture Association, the Hollywood industry group composed of Disney, Netflix, Paramount, Sony, Universal, and Warner Brothers, told Deadline that it is closely monitoring reports from public health officials about the coronavirus and protective measures to limit its impact. Meanwhile, SAG-AFTRA, the union that represents Hollywood's actors, issued a statement saying that it will work with employers in our industry as needed to help ensure the safety of our members. Deadline reported that about 160,000 SAG-AFTRA members are currently working around the world. February 28th, K-pop megastar BTS cancels concert series in Seoul. February 28th, the Cannes Film Festival makes a statement regarding the upcoming film festival. February 28th, CBS announces The Amazing Race will suspend production. March 4th, the worldwide release date of No Time to Die is pushed back to November 25th. The upcoming James Bond movie No Time to Die has been originally slated for a worldwide release in early April. The studio announced on March 4th that the film's release would be delayed worldwide until November 25th. According to The Hollywood Reporter and the film's official Twitter account, the decision was made by the film's producers Barbara Broccoli and Michael G. Wilson. It's the first Hollywood tentpole to make a major shift in its release plans because of the concerns over the virus. Once you see all the delays and canceled dates laid out like that, it's kind of hard not to take this thing more seriously. If a major Hollywood production is going to delay a film for months and lose out on millions of dollars, something has to be up. This begs the question, what's next? What about Black Widow? That's Marvel's big film for 2020. Or will they treat it like Mulan and just delay the release in the East? Marvel movies make a lot of money in China. Of Avengers Endgame's $2.7 billion box office, $629 million came from China alone. Only the US accounted for more, with $858 million domestically. If Black Widow was to be delayed internationally, we'd see the lowest grossing MCU film in a long time. Now I'm sure that if it isn't delayed, but underperforms, they'll blame COVID-19 as well. This all seems like something plucked out of a classic 007 film. A deadly disease is sweeping the globe, crashing economies, with the death toll rising. But unlike the films, James Bond can't save the day. He can only wait it out on the sidelines. So with that said, what's next? 2020 is an Olympic year, and the question on a lot of people's minds is, will they cancel it? Well, as of now, the Olympics are still on. But with the social climate changing, is their status secure? On the geek culture side of it, what about San Diego Comic-Con? That's usually the biggest pop culture event of the season. With it canceled, the announcements and trailers can still come out, but the merch on the con floor, the panels, the cosplay, they're all in jeopardy. How is IGN going to have their best cosplay of Comic-Con articles with weirdos and white knights policing the comment sections? Guys, this is serious. All joking aside, this is a situation unlike any we've ever seen before in the entertainment industry. I know there are bigger real-life implications, but we're an entertainment channel, and this is what we focus on. This Thursday on the live stream, we'll once again be asking you how the Rona has been affecting you. So get yourselves back here on this channel at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time this Thursday night and get involved with the community. For us, we've had to cancel our live appearance at HorrorHound 2020, which sucked because we finally had official World Class Bullshitters merchandise, and the big Phantom Menace meetup at Star Wars Celebration gets less and less likely by the day. But who knows? Since this is a weird time with all the closures, canceling of sports, etc., we've decided to do more so we can give you more entertainment. World Class Bullshitters will be going live more often, so be on the lookout for the announcements. We'll be posting them on all your favorite social media platforms. So what do you guys think about all this? Let us know how it affects you, and let us know how you think it'll affect the entertainment industry. The times, well, they're a-changin', and it's getting tough out there. But no matter how strained things get, folks, remember, always be excellent to each other.